Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. So, transgender is widely in the news now. Several things blew up. First of all, before I get into this, I'm not defending transgenders, I'm not championing transgenders, and I'm not giving you my personal opinion. I'm just giving you facts. So, Lil Duval was on The Breakfast Club. Lil Duval is a comedian, and I've already said in a couple of videos that comedians should be given complete free reign to say whatever they want. And all of you people who say, oh no, freedom of speech, no, this doesn't even apply. This is over and above free speech. This is way out there. Anybody who says that comedians should be held to any sort of social standards is shooting their own selves in the foot. Why? Because comedians ultimately speak truth to power, right? As much as you might hate what they're saying right now, when it comes time for them to say something about a topic that you want them to talk about or joke about, they won't be able to say it because you've destroyed the entire atmosphere, the entire environment for them to be completely at will to joke about anything. Damn your feelings. Damn your feelings. If you want comedians to exist, they must have complete freedom and leeway to joke about anything, and you should expect them to be joking at all times. Kathy Griffin was not joking, not at all. She knew she wasn't joking. She's not a very funny person anyway, but I guess she has fans. Everybody has fans except for me. So anyway, The Breakfast Club, I guess, wanted something controversial to get views on their stuff. Be it on their actual radio station, the video portion of their show, or whatever, right? The podcast of his show. So they asked Lil Duval, what would he do if a transgender woman? I don't think I don't understand it. Who is it? Because why am I confused? Because they are confused too. They use it completely different. I see women who call themselves a transgender woman. But what she means to say, I guess, in the technical vernacular of the LGBT, PDQ, XYZ, LMNOP, say, oh, no. Don't think I'm joking about that. They have about 12 letters now. One of the YouTubers went out to one of these gay pride things and said, he read off all of the letters and said, okay, what does this letter stand for? What does this letter stand for? What does this letter? And what does the plus stand for? And nobody, and then we're talking about people who were dressed up, I guess, cross-dressing, or maybe they were transgender, they didn't understand it either. They didn't understand anything. So I'm not joking about that. Anyway, the Black Breakfast Club, I was saying that the woman said she was transgender woman. She was an actual woman, born a woman, and I guess she understood that the power was in saying that she's a woman. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get way more leeway as being a woman, regardless of what you got going on mentally, right? Also, I reported on, I know I'm getting off a tangent on tangent, but also I reported on that these transgender men, that is, they started out as women and then they became men, these people, even the ones who hadn't had the operation or anything like that, maybe they were taking hormones or maybe they just looked manly anyway, when it became convincing that they were a man visually, they were very shocked at how poorly men are treated in society, and the ones who had the full operation wanted to go back. Have you seen the one where the lesbian woman, lesbian, she has no inklings that she's a man or nothing like that, and she has a partner of 20 years or whatever. She went undercover to look like a man. She tied down her chest, or whatever you want to call it, tied it down, made her frame a little bit, got a haircut, got some got some makeup, and dressed manly. And so she was going to do it for 6 months. After 3 months, she went crazy. She was already having mental breakdown. 4 months, she was having increased problems. By 6 months, she was under full psychiatric evaluation and care. Because being treated as a man by itself is terrible in this society. Number two, she didn't like living a lie. It affects you. A lot of you will say, well, I can lie. Yeah, I can lie with a drop of a hat. No, no, no. Can you live a lie? Really live a lie? Truth being the natural order of things. You were born a woman. You're a woman. That's what you are. And this pretending to be a man impacts your brain mentally. You know, you are psychically impacted by living this lie that's pretending to be a man. And these are her words. Okay. So we have the transgenders who said that being a man was terrible. You know, women who changed into men, they wanted to throw in the towel, but it was too late. I guess it's too late. I don't know. I don't know the medical procedures or what you can and can't do. Can you reverse it? I don't know. And the lesbian who pretended to be a man, total mental breakdown. Total mental breakdown. No joke. So the man part, horrible. Woman part, not so horrible. So the transgender woman who called herself a woman, transgender woman, who was a woman, who was born a woman, but she kept using the title transgender woman, and she looked nothing like a man. She wasn't manly at all. She wasn't. You know, there's some women, you know, I can see it. I can see, you know, some of these lesbians can pull it off without even doing anything. They just get a haircut, right? You know, you're like, wait a minute, is that a man or a woman? Anyway, so the Breakfast Club, they wanted controversy. They fed Lil Duval questions about if you were dating. This is assuming you're not a total whore and say, you know, on the first night and you say, strip down, take all your clothes off, you know, let me see everything. This is assuming that you're not one of those people. And you sort of take things really slow, and then you do some little interactions, adult interactions that are not revealing of the full body. And that after 6 months, the person then reveals that they are in fact still a man. So Lil Duval is a comedian. So he says, you know, that'd be grounds for I kill him or whatever, however you pull it. It's a joke, right? It's a complete joke. Now, for all of you who say that's no joking matter, everything is a joking matter. Everything. I'm a libertarian. Everything is open to be joked about. Everything. We have dead baby jokes. We have 1,001 dead baby jokes. If nothing is a laughing matter, surely dead baby jokes should not be a laughing matter. But we have 1,001 dead baby jokes, right? And children use the dead baby jokes. Okay, so he went off into this thing, and then of course then the Breakfast Club gets in trouble, and then he gets in trouble, and then they get in trouble for setting him up, and then he gets in trouble. Now, of course, then we move on to examples of this, real life examples. Not that you really need it, but the guy went on Jerry Springer. You know, if you believe it's fake, if you don't. I couldn't. After I saw an episode where there was a pregnant woman against another woman, and then they started fighting. The pregnant woman started fighting. I said, enough of this. I can't watch this show. You know, I would. The only reason I was watching because I was living with some trashy, trashy people. Oh no! You don't know trashy. It was 1 bedroom, 3 guys, and everybody worked at first. When I first moved in, everything was spotless. The place smelled nice. It was 1 bedroom, but we all had real alternate schedules, so nobody was sleeping while somebody else was sleeping. So nobody. I live here in Vegas, and it's a 24-hour city, and literally it was I'm off, then another person's off, then another person's off. So we were never. It was never a problem, and they were 2 little guys, so they didn't take up much space. But then the main guy lost his job, and he couldn't get a job right away, which I don't understand. He's like Mexican or something. He's half Mexican. And he moved his mom in. Okay, so he's a wannabe preppy guy, preppy Mexican guy, but the mom is full on trash. She's walking around in her bra in an apartment. This is me, saintly Shakaama, walking, living in. I couldn't take it. I was out in the muff, and I would make a sandwich. So I was trying to eat right back then, and I would get this full accoutrement to make a sandwich. And I'm not just saying. I'm talking about a stuff that you would probably pay $12 in a fancy, not fine dining, but a fancy restaurant. The whole 9 yards, stuff you could take a picture, the whole 9 yards, right? Can I have some of that? No. You have your son, you have the other guy. They all have food here. This is the only thing that I have. And then she started just helping herself to my food, and I was like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. First of all, I'm coming home and she's in her bra. That is not high class. I scared the Mormon guys who came over to try and preach. So anyway, they fed this comedian these questions. What would you do? Knowing fully well he's going to say the most outrageous possible, right? Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And it's truthful. Like all of these women who say, you wouldn't hit a woman. Just roll up on the right guy. Just roll up on the right guy. Any of you, little men, short men, little frail men, just roll up on the right guy. Big man, roll up on the right guy. It's not the guy in the fight, it's the fight in the guy, right? That's the saying, right? Just roll up, you're big, bad, tough, Hell's Angel, motorcycle. Just roll up on the right guy. And the Hodge twins were saying there are people who have been killed for far less. No contest, right? I know you know this. I know you know that people die over tennis shoes, 8-ball jackets. They die over fashion. They die over honey buns. I'm sure you've seen Springer and what was this? My daughter is having adult relations with men for a Big Mac. She's like, I like the Big Mac too. I'll eat another one too. I'll eat another one too. Meaning she'll have adult relations again for a Big Mac. You know, of course, she's a big girl. I saw this woman the other day at the store, and she's got several kids, and she is just hideous as the day is long, and just as large as a house. And so then I'm looking at the youngest one, and she's about a year old or so, and I'm all like, so this woman, somebody 2 years ago, and I said that there is no way that in 2 years she let herself go that much. She had to have been dog meat 2 years ago. Yes, I'm judging. You should judge. That's why. Well, that's why we're humans. We were given judgment. We're discernment. Okay, so don't get on Duval. First of all, don't get on Little Duval, and stop being overly sensitive about a comedian. Oh, no. I mean, stop being overly sensitive about what a comedian says. And stop being sensitive to reality. The reality is that stuff happens. It's not about your feelings, and not about your whatever. That stuff happens. That stuff really does happen. People get upset and wipe out, husband or wife comes home early, unexpectedly. They're in the master bedroom, in the wedding bed, going at it with the neighbor or the mailman or the pool boy. Everybody in a Scarface scene ensues. Tell me that you don't believe what Lil Duval said is true. Of course it's true. Why would you play around? Now, let me tell you this. On the books right now, on the books, in the court, judicial decision, which means it's the law of the land. If you do something to deceive a woman, she can claim the R word, and they will throw the full R word book of the law at you. So tell me why you think that that's okay. It is against the law, federal law. It's against the law. It's a felony, right? Isn't R word a felony? It's not a misdemeanor. It's a felony, right? So every instance of a transgender person not revealing that they're a transgender from the beginning is a federal crime, is a felony. So this whole, what he said, it's a felony. It's taken seriously. It is taken completely serious. So I'm not a lawyer. I'm not your lawyer. This is not legal advice. Now, let me get on to the, jump on the other side of this. We're talking about the LGBT, PDQ, XYZ, barbecue, LMNOP. Now, I have seen, because when I research everything, I watch everything, I look at everything, and when I say everything, I mean everything. I go to websites, I read forums, I look at pictures, Google shows me stuff. Google cannot show me flowers. They have to show me flowers at a grave, flowers at a car wreck site, So I can't just type in flowers. Google's this guy's a journalist, I'm gonna show him the worst possible scenario. Puppy dog was ran over today, So when I say I research, I see everything, right? In that, I come across the complaints about transgenders. Transgender complaining about their lot in life in the LGBT, PDQ, barbecue, LMNOP, right? And saying there's no websites for us, there's no space for us, there's no transgender club for us, the nightclub we're talking about, they can't go anywhere and be free to be whatever. I know for a fact that here in Las Vegas there is a bar, and it's a fetish bar. I guess that's the proper word. I don't know what the word fetish means. And they go there, and the men come there who want to be with those types of people. I don't know if they want full. And I was in there, and the guy tried to approach me, and I was like, oh no, I'm here with my friend, and I did not know my friend was like that, because all I saw was a little Mexican kid. This is not my roommate, right? This is some different Mexican, little Mexican kid. We used to play video games together. Literally, we were at the computer place playing video games 10 minutes before, and he goes, hop in the car with me. We're gonna go. You're gonna go bar hopping with me. Okay, let's go. I'm bored. Whatever. I do anything when I'm bored. And then he doesn't even look like it. He looks like me, but I think he's a regular there, so they knew what he looks like in a dress or whatever. And so then I said, oh, you're gonna have to give me a cab home, because I don't. So we hop in the car with this dude, this old, like, looks like he's an accountant for, Pennzoil Corporation or something like that. He's like, you looking at, and he's like, yeah, all right, you got the money, I put myself in dangerous situations sometimes, just because I'm bored, just to experience life, because I don't know if you could tell, I'm a little bit naive. So anyway, there's that bar that they do that sort of stuff, and then the complaints was they can't go to any of the gay sites or the gay clubs or the whatever, because the gay guys don't want them, and you can't go a straight bar either, because the straight bars, they don't want, not the straight people don't want them. They're looking for a real woman, a real man, right? And it says there's no, well, it's such a tiny population, and I keep harping on this. It's such a tiny population. Did you know that there's more bisexuals than all of this stuff? All lesbian, gay, transgender, transvestite, crossdresser. There's more bisexual people. It's like a ridiculous, like 30% of the United States. Something crazy. It's like huge. And it's just unspoken. I know in the black man who he's a down low. Down low simply means that he's bisexual, because he is doing something with a woman during the day, right? And he's doing something else. He's bisexual. He's not down low. He's not an undercover gay guy. He's a bisexual person, because he has kids. I mean, the whole 9 yards, everything, right? The whole 9 yards. There's huge population of bisexual, but there is no such thing as a bisexual club. There's a gay club. There's I guess, a lesbian bar. Then there's the Persian bar from South Park. No, I don't know. I'm making jokes. Anyway, they're complaining that there's no space for them. There is no safe space for them. They're complaining that the gay guys don't want to date them, and the gay guys say, I want a man. I don't want a half man. I don't want a quarter man. I don't want a dress up man. I don't want to. Even the guys who simply do the drag stuff. There's another complaint that I saw. They have problems because the people want the thing. They want guys. They want girls. They don't want any sort of gray area sort of stuff. So there's those, all of those, and the drag queens, I believe, they're not confused about who they are. They're not trying to be a woman. They're just dressing up. The cross-dressers, they're not confused about, they're just dressing up. But that's the complaint. I said in another video, I think it's like 80 to 90% of the transgender people are actually straight. So it's a woman who changes into a man, but she still likes men. It's a man who changes into a woman, but he still likes women. So it's most of them are straight. Most. Why they're included in the LGBT, PDQ, XYZ, barbecue, LMNOP, I don't know. I don't know all the. Do you think I'm joking about it? I'm not joking. I'm not joking at all. Anyway, so I don't know what the solution is as far as, you know, a transgender bar. I don't know what the solution is. Transgender, where they fit in, and who they fit in with, and I need all of the gay people to listen to me when I say most of the people are straight. Just because you know one who's gay, that is just you. That is just your friend. Most of them are straight, and most of them you don't know. They don't go to rallies. They're not with this gay pride stuff. That is your stuff. That is your spiel. Just like the bisexuals. The bisexuals don't go to do the rallies or the pride or the parades. What are you going to do? Hey, I'm a guy in a suit, right? I mean, what are they going to do? They're not going to do anything. They're going to look like normal people, and you know that's what they are. They just like both. Or they like experimenting, or they you know do adult medications, I'll say, and then they like to do stuff with their bodies, you know, or they like to experiment. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just assuming. Like I said, I'm naive. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so the point was, don't be bashing comedians. That's terrible, because when a time comes for that comedian, all comedians, to talk about the stuff that you really want them to hone in on, you've created an environment where comedians can't be funny. Family friendly? Why? There is nothing wrong with family friendly. There's nothing that you have to take down with family friendly. There's no speaking truth to power with family. Oh, Snow White is pretty. There's no joke there. There's no irony about it. Oh, a guy got married to a woman. There's nothing ironic about it. And you shouldn't be hating on those people anyway. She's a stay-at-home mom. There's no joke. There's nothing wrong with that. That is normal. Normal means 51% of the pool does this. That's normal. That's the norm. There is nothing that a comedian should be talking about that's the norm. What are they talking about? You got toilet paper stuck on your shoe. That's something that you joke about because it doesn't happen all the time, and when you see it, it's out of place. It's you know, right? And it's embarrassing. You know, that's something that you joke about. That's the whole point of joking. It's something out of the norm. It's something that's embarrassing. You can't make jokes about the high school football players have muscles, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's normal. It's expected, even, right? So if the guy goes, I would kill the transgender if they revealed that they were transgender 6 months into the relationship. That's something that you joke about. It's not the norm. Having a relationship with a transgender is not the norm. Having a guy deceive you for 6 months is not the norm. Right? It's not the norm. Think about all of the things in a relationship that go wrong and people snap. They just snap. Right? Stop being a victim. Oh, I'm special. First of all, there's not that many of you. You're 0.01% of the population. You're not that special. You're not special at all. Or shall I say, you're special, but you're rare. You're not special. So this doesn't happen every day because there's not that many of you. If that was the case, there'd be a roundup, right? Let's round them all up. Let's send them to Germany, round them. Yeah, I was making a joke within a joke within a joke. Okay. And people say, well, just, and the Hodge twin says, well, violence happens in transgender normally. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Stop saying stuff like that. That's a lie. That is false information. I don't even have stats on it. That's how rare, first of all, that's how rare transgenders are, and that's how rare that happens. There is no stat for it. There's not, and Hodge twins don't have it. I have stats. I don't have any stats on that. Well, like I used to live with a crazy roommate, though, crazy white roommate, and we moved to this place, fantastic place, one room on the other side of the living room, the other room on the other side of the living room, so we're not next to each other. And he said he felt uncomfortable bringing over a girl or whatever. I was like, bring over whoever you want to bring over. And then I made the mistake of, this is your house, you can watch whatever. We had computers in the living room sitting right next to each other. And I said, you can watch whatever you want on your computer. And then I probably should not have said that, because it blew the lid off of his perversion. And I was like, oh God, oh, okay, I take that back. But he's so afraid of black people. He says, oh, there's murders and all this stuff in this area. So I went to the police stats. Less than 1%, less than the most that people get in a fight. First of all, there was only like 1% of black people in the area. There was more Mexicans, and of course there was more whites than anything else. But he heard about one fight and he went crazy, right? Oh my God, I'm so afraid of this area. I see women walking alone in the middle of the night. I mean, 3 a.m., midnight, walking alone, pushing baby carriages. It can't be that dangerous. The store around the corner never got robbed. Never, none of them. Well, maybe one time, but we were there for like 2 years. Once in 2 years, I think that's pretty good. The store here, 6 times. Well, not this store, but a sister store to it, 6 times. That's a lot, right? It's not. You don't have the numbers. You can't say this happens all the time. You might have heard something, and I'm not trying to take away from your mourning your friend who may have suffered from something like that. I'm saying it doesn't happen. You're not a victim category, because there's not that many of you. Literally, there's not. In a group of 1,000, an audience of maybe 5,000 people, you can actually count them. How about that? And that's pretty crazy. That's a pretty big sample, 5,000. 20,000, you can still count them. Anyway, I don't know what the solution is where transgenders fit in, because they really don't. And still, it is a mental issue. And it's still something. I don't think you should make fun of, be mad at comedians, because I keep saying, don't get mad at comedians. Don't chastise comedians, because as soon as you get, somebody like Obama that you need to make fun of, that you need to reveal what they're doing through comedy, you're not going to have it. And still to this day, people don't know what Obama did, because the media, the mainstream media, had him as the sacred cow. You can't say anything bad about him. You can't even joke. I believe Jay Leno parted ways because he dared to make fun of jokes of Obama. How dare you do that? He's our sacred, and that's that Hollywood stuff. That's all of that stuff. That's all that was. You can't make fun of Obama. You'll be seen as racist. Oh, what? People make fun of Charles Barkley, right? They make fun of Michael Jordan. They make fun of, they tarred and feathered Michael Jackson, Paul Mooney, all of anybody, Bill Cosby, right? So making fun of people or talking badly about people is not automatically considered racist, right? So you gotta have the freedom, especially for comedians. Extra. Now, what's her name? That was gross. That was like real life. What that Kathy Griffin? That was gross. That was traumatizing. And I'm not even Barron. What's his name? Barron Trump. I'm not even Barron Trump. I'm not a little kid. Can you imagine? And does she have? Is she married with children? I don't know. Would anybody date that? That's a joke, okay? If you are a person with children, you have this, always sort of switch that's turned on. Oh, I can't let my children see that. And that was one of those instances. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Do you think comedians should be held accountable on a social level, on some sort of like PC level. They're not PC, so they can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that, although you're a comedian. You can't speak badly about transgender. Why? Why not? Do you know, if you make fun of something, that normalizes it? Little psychological thing. So, you all make fun of me. Thank you all for watching. Please like the video, thumbs up the video, share the video, donate to my channel, patreon.com/Shakaama. Thank you all for 12 million views. Thank you. All right, bye.